Alright, here we are, a new week and a new set of workouts that I sent you yesterday. So here are how to do them. But first, I want to tell you that you guys are doing great. I'm very proud of you. It's hard, I know. These aren't always easy. Do them at your pace. Modify when you need to. And keep working on it. You can always go back to the workouts and see how much stronger you've gotten because you couldn't quite do as many reps or you couldn't do the exercise to the higher levels, and now you can. Take pride, enjoy the small pleasures, you may not have lost an inch, but you can now do 10 push-ups. Whatever accomplishment you can get out of working out, take that, because it's not always about weight or inches lost. Sometimes it's just about how you feel, how your clothes fit, and how strong you are. The other thing I want to mention is I went to the store Five Below this past weekend, and they have a ton of workout stuff really, really cheap. They have 1, 2, 3, and 5 pound weights, which are great. They have resistance bands for $5. They have yoga mats. They have medicine balls. They have all kinds of workout stuff. So if you have a Five Below near you, I suggest going there, looking around and seeing what they have. They have a lot of great stuff, a lot of great deals. Even just things like a kickball that you can use as a balance when you do push-ups or other things. You'll see some of those coming up in some future workouts. So there's always a modification if you don't have that equipment. But if you can afford going and spending, $10 or so at Five Below, you can find some really great things to use in your workouts. The other thing I like, and what I'll show you in another video, we're not doing it this week, get a bandana, and there are lots of great things you can use with tension for the arms and even for the abs. There's a lot of great workouts we can use with that. So, now on to your workout for the week. You have the booty back workout that I call it. It's all about glutes, hamstrings, all that booty back. And you have 10 reps of each exercise. Your first one is a clam. It is hard to do at first. Modify when you need to. So you're on, your feet are together, your toes are together, and your hand is up, and you bring everything in and everything out. Keeping your knees bent, your feet touch the ground just briefly. You don't set them down. If that's too hard, you could do just the side with one leg, or even just the abs, or if you have to, balance yourself and just do the feet. This is where you get most of the workout, is when you lift the legs. You're working your hamstrings, love handles, and your glutes, because you're having to squeeze them together to bring them up. The next one is the side-to-side lunge. So your feet are a little farther than hip width apart, and you lean to one side, and then you lean to the other. Sitting, your booty back. Your booty comes back. It's not that your body comes down, your booty comes back as you do it. You will feel that on your inner thigh too. It gives a nice little stretch. You do 10 reps each leg. So you can go 1, 1, 2, 2, or you can just do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other. Fire hydrants, back to those Jane Fonda days. So you're on your hands and knees. Your feet are a little more than hip width apart. Get your balance, and you just hike a leg up. These are really going to work your glute. Luckily, you're only doing 10 reps, what it looks like from the side. Keep your knees and your hips at a 90-degree angle. If you were doing more than 10 reps, you would feel it. The kettlebell swing, you can do it with a kettlebell, which has a handle at the top and the ball at the bottom, or you can do it with a weight. You can do it with a milk jug, you can do it with a water bottle, anything to add a little resistance. The heavier the weight, the more it's going to work your glutes. So knees are soft, but not in a squat. Knees are just soft. You down with a straight back, and then up. Bring it no more than forehead height. Down and up. Use momentum on this. And when you come up, you come back and up. See, I'm not squatting. I'm using my back, my low back, and my squeeze the cheeks. Not these cheeks, these cheeks. These right here. You squeeze them when you come up. Squeeze. Kind of throw your hips forward. Squeeze. Your step up with a knee. If you have a step at home, use it. You step up, you bring a knee in, and step down. 10, I don't have it on there, but 10 each leg. Again, as I've said before, if you get your knee above your belly button, you're working more of your core. The step is what's working your glute. Your elbow to knee drive. So you are in a plank position, and you bring opposite knee and opposite hand in. You're in an X. So from the front, what's that going to look like? In and in. It works on your balance, and then as you're doing that balance, you'll notice you squeeze those cheeks back there. Bridges, my favorite besides squats. I love a good bridge. So you're laying down, your knees are bent, your legs can be together or apart. I'll show you the different levels. So the first one is you just bring your glutes up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as you come up and down. Don't rest it on the ground. Just touch the ground and come back up. You can add a weight, even a kettlebell. Put it on your hips, between your hip bones, or on your hip bones if you have tiny hips. And up. If you want it harder, bring your legs together. You can even kick a leg out. And you want to keep the legs together when you do that. You don't want the leg to be the one coming up. You want your legs to be together. Or you can even just cross it and come up. Remember, if you put a leg up or you cross it, do 5 each side, alternate sides. Then your plie squat, also known as a goblet squat or a wide leg squat, or a sumo squat. You're out, your feet, your toes point out, and you come down and come up. You're in a sandwich board. You can't lean forward. You can add a weight, touch it to the ground, and bring it up. Remember when you come up to squeeze from the side. Squeeze, squeeze. The one leg pulse squat, if you have a swing set or a step, it's a lot easier than on your own, because then you put your foot in that swing set or on that step and you come down and up. You actually come little pulses. You don't want that knee to go over that toe. And then you do the other leg. But if you can rest that foot on a step or in a swing, it's much easier. I like the swing because it gives you a little bit of imbalance because it wants to move back on you. But however you can do it. Your next one is the lunge backs. So with lunges, we tend to always step forward because we are a forward moving person. This time we're going to step back, back, down, up, together. Back. You want to make sure your knees don't go over your toes and they come to a 90-degree angle, and up. If you can only do a little bit, that's fine. Remember, you're stepping on a railroad tie, not a tightrope. So your feet are going to be a little bit apart. You can also, if you want to, add weights. That's going to make your glutes work more. And you're going to do 10 for each leg. Again, you can do 1, 1, 2, 2, or 10 on one leg, 10 on the other. The sumo deadlift. So you're in that kind of sumo plie squat. Remember, your knees don't come over your toes when you do it. You're in a little bit of a squat, and this time you are going to come forward and then back up. Forward and up, forward and up. You can hold the weight this way if you need to get a little more depth. If you want to go level 4, down and up, doesn't really give you a lot. Deadlifts work the small of your back, which is part of your core. And the sumo works your legs and your glutes. So down. You want to try to keep a straight back. And up, down, and up. You don't want to round it. You want it flat as much as you can, and up. What helps is looking forward ahead of you, because then if you look down, you want to round. If you look forward, you tend to be more flat back. Single leg sit and stand. If you have a chair, you can do that. That's level 1, where you just hold the leg out, you sit, you stand. You can do it in a squat position this way. This works on your hamstrings and your glutes. You can also, you can't do it single leg, but you can sit and stand. Try not to use your hands. Not using your hands warns off Alzheimer's and dementia and all those things, because it works your brain and it works your balance. Your brain has to figure out how to get up without your hands. Anything that challenges your brain helps ward off all those things. Donkey kicks. So you're in an upside down V. One leg is up. You can see my leg. And you just kick it up. 10 each leg. Kind of land in the lunge position. If that's too hard, you can go on your hands and knees and just kick it up. Make sure your foot is flexed. Foot, knee are at 90-degree angles. Or you can be here and kick it up, and then of course then you can add a level. Side plank with abduction. So you're in the side plank. However you can do it. You can be on your hand, you can be on your elbow. Elbow for me is a little harder. Keep that hand or elbow underneath your shoulder. You don't want to be like this. You don't want to be like this. You want to be as straight as you can be. And you're going to lift. You have this leg out. This leg is bent. And you lift. 10 each leg. If you really want to get to it, you can try to hold this leg out. Whoops. I'm on the grass. That's not going to work. And do it this way. Without that knee being bent, having it more straight. The goblet pulse squat. See, I called the same squat 3 different things, so you know many people call it different things. So, you're wide, really wide. Knees don't go over your toes, and you never come out of the full squat. You just pulse it for 10. You can add a weight. You can even add a resistance band. So as you, I'm not even far enough out. So as you come up, your legs are having to work a little bit because that band's getting tight.